What if I told you that some of the world's most well-known countries are on the brink of economic collapse? From skyrocketing debt to dwindling resources, these nations are facing financial crises that could reshape the global economy. But here's the kicker. One of these countries might completely shock you. Which nations are at risk? And what does this mean for the rest of the world? Let's dive into the 10 countries that could go broke by 2025 and uncover the reasons behind their economic struggles. The global economy is a complex web of interconnected nations, each with its own strengths and vulnerabilities. While some countries thrive, others are teetering on the edge of financial disaster. In 2025, several nations could face economic collapse due to a combination of factors like unsustainable debt, political instability, and resource depletion. In this video, we'll explore the 10 countries most at risk of going broke. From Venezuela's ongoing crisis to surprising entries like Italy and Japan, we'll break down the economic challenges these nations face and what it means for their citizens and the world. This isn't just a list of troubled economies, it's a look at the forces shaping the future of global finance. So let's dive into the countries that could be broke by 2025. Before we dive into the list, it's important to understand what it means for a country to go broke. Unlike individuals or businesses, countries don't simply run out of money. Instead, they face a range of financial crises, including sovereign debt default, when a country can't repay its debts; hyperinflation, when prices skyrocket, rendering the currency nearly worthless; economic collapse, when key industries fail, leading to widespread unemployment and poverty. These crises are often caused by a combination of factors, including poor governance, corruption, and external shocks like global recessions or natural disasters. Understanding these dynamics helps explain why some countries are more vulnerable than others. Let's start with countries where the risk of economic collapse is significant but not yet imminent. 10. Argentina. Argentina has a long history of economic instability, including multiple debt defaults. In 2023, the country faced inflation rates of over 100%, and its debt burden continues to grow. 9. Lebanon. Lebanon's economy has been in freefall since 2019, with a collapsing currency, widespread poverty, and political paralysis. The 2020 Beirut port explosion only worsened the crisis. 8. Pakistan. Pakistan's economy is struggling with high inflation, a weakening currency, and a growing debt burden. The country has repeatedly sought bailouts from the IMF to stay afloat. 7. Egypt. Egypt's economy is under pressure from high inflation, a weakening currency, and a growing debt burden. The country has sought financial assistance from the IMF and Gulf states. 6. Turkey. Turkey's economy is grappling with high inflation, a collapsing currency, and a debt crisis. Political instability and unorthodox economic policies have exacerbated the situation. Now, let's look at countries where the risk of economic collapse is more severe. 5. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's economy collapsed in 2022, leading to widespread protests and the ouster of the president. The country is still struggling to recover, with high inflation and a debt crisis. 4. Venezuela. Venezuela's economy has been in crisis for years, with hyperinflation, widespread poverty, and a collapsing oil industry. The country's debt burden continues to grow. 3. Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe's economy is struggling with high inflation, a collapsing currency, and a debt crisis. The country has sought financial assistance from the IMF and other international lenders. 2. Italy. Italy's economy is under pressure from high debt, slow growth, and political instability. The country's debt burden is one of the highest in the Eurozone, raising concerns about a potential default. And now, the country that tops the list, Japan. Japan's economy is facing a perfect storm of challenges, including a massive debt burden, an aging population, and slow growth. The country's debt-to-GDP ratio is the highest in the world, at over 260%. While Japan has managed to avoid a crisis so far, the combination of high debt and demographic challenges raises concerns about its long-term economic stability. The economic struggles of these countries have far-reaching implications. A default by a major economy like Japan could trigger a global financial crisis, while the collapse of smaller economies could lead to regional instability. Moreover, these crises highlight the need for better governance, economic reforms, and international cooperation to address the root causes of financial instability. The economic challenges facing these 10 countries are a reminder of the fragility of the global economy. While some nations are more at risk than others, the interconnected nature of the world economy means that no country is immune to the ripple effects of a financial crisis. So, what do you think? Which country's situation surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.